If we can ask you all to take your seats once again, please take your seats. We all hope that you have enjoyed your dinner, and we hope you have a chance to sit down and enjoy your dessert, which is being served at this moment. Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. All right, guys. It is now my honor to reintroduce you to Mark Goldsmith, a fully nourished Mark Goldsmith. Here you go, Mark.
All right. Last year, Wendy New decided we should have a social entrepreneur of the year. So we're now going to name this, hey Charlie, we're going to name it the Wendy New Social Entrepreneur of the Year. How's that? Thank you, Wendy. So last year we introduced a young man to you named Rudy Valdez. And I think you were all impressed with what Rudy had to say. He also had a documentary called The Sentence. And guess what? He went to Sundance and they won the Audience Documentary Prize for an American film. So, more tradition at GOSO, passing the baton. Rather than us handing out the Wendy New Social Entrepreneurship of the Year Award, we're going to have last year's recipient, Rudy Valdez, do the honors. Rudy?
Thank you, everyone. It's going to be tough to compete with that cake. But I'll be very brief. But I wanted to say, this is a very, very special room here tonight. The people in this room are unbelievable. I remember 2 years ago, they were honoring Wendy New, and I feel like she should be honored every year for many, many years to come. She is an absolute remarkable woman. And I was honored to be sitting at one of the tables way over on the side and watching her give her speech and talk about her life. And at the end of her speech, she mentioned me, and she mentioned my fight and what I was going through at the time. And I can't tell you how humbled I was by that. And it's something that stuck with me. And a few months later, she had told the story of my sister, Cindy Shank, who was given a 15-year prison sentence for a first-time nonviolent offense. And she was talking about my fight for her freedom. Last year, she gave me the award that I'm about to hand out. And I was unbelievably honored and humbled to be up here once again, and even more so to be able to come up here and have my sister be in the audience. My sister was given clemency by President Obama right before he left. That story was turned into a documentary that I made over the course of a decade that went on to win the Audience Award at Sundance this year. And thank you. And all of this is wonderful and all this is great, but I can't tell you how meaningful it is to be back here again for this third year and giving an award to somebody else. I hope that Jim, when he comes up here, Jim St. Germain, understands that getting up here is one thing, and the journey to where you are is amazing, but when you get to a place where you get to give awards back, that's where you want to be. I'm unbelievably honored that GOSO is having me here today, and I'm thrilled to be giving this award. And I have to say, I met Jim, was it about a month ago, a couple weeks ago? We sat down to lunch, and I was very excited to meet him. And this young man epitomizes why we're here tonight. You want to give people a second chance. You want to see them take that second chance and run with it, and he is running with it. He's written an amazing book that each and every one of you should pick up. It's just a testament to going through something, understanding that it isn't the end of your life, and you're going to make the best of it, and you're going to give back. When we sat down, the whole purpose of us meeting was for me to sit down and talk to him about what he's been doing and what his life has been like and what it's been like after this book, because I wanted to be able to talk to you about him tonight as I introduced him. And he didn't even let me get to that for a while. He immediately started asking me questions, asking me about my life, and I kept trying to bring the conversation back to him and say, Jim, I'd really love to hear about what you're doing. And he's like, we'll get to that. Here's the book. He actually handed me a book. He was like, there's a book. You can read about my life. But he wanted to know about my process and what I was doing and how I was giving back. And that speaks a lot about him. Because then once I finally strong-armed him into talking about what he's been through and what he's going through, the first thing that he brought up was, I've been through this and I've gone through this, and I want other people to not have to go through this. I want other people who are going through what I've been through to have someone there. He started his own foundation, helping kids who have gone through what he's gone through, and that's what this is about. This is a very special room, and I'll say that a million times because I truly believe it is. GOSO is an unbelievable organization. If you haven't heard enough tonight to make you want to give, I don't know what else I can tell you. But these guys are doing amazing things, and you see what happens when you give somebody a second chance, the opportunities. And I'm wonderfully honored to be able to give this award to Jim St. Germain.
Can't break it. Rudy, thank you, bro. It's an honor to know you, and I look forward to returning this favor, and hopefully it will be me introducing you for your Oscars. So thank you for what you do. Thank you for using storytelling to change hearts and minds, to humanize your sister and so many sisters and brothers going through that struggle. So thank you, bro. I really appreciate you.
You see what I mean? This isn't about me. This is about you, Jim. They're honoring you. You've done amazing things. Own
you.
that. This is you, brother.
Thank you. MG, that's a rapper's name, right? Like it. Thank you so much for starting GOSO. It's an honor to be here. Thank you, everyone, for being in this room. I was born in Haiti, and many of you might thank you. Yes. Many of you might have heard of it by another name, but it's a very beautiful, powerful, and strong place. First black independent nation on earth. But as a kid, growing up in Haiti, I had this vision of America. And it was pretty much from this movie, Home Alone, with Kevin. And I don't know if any of you in here is from a different country, but in America, we do a really great job portraying a very particular image of what America looks like. And so, as a kid, I used to argue with my siblings saying that, man, I can't wait to move to heaven on earth. I can't wait to move into that $2 million mansion and where my hardest job is going to be keeping Joe Pesci out of it. And luckily enough, 10 years forward, I landed in Brooklyn, New York, Crown Heights to be exact. And the reality which I encountered was completely different than what I saw on TV. I moved into Crown Heights. For those of you who are new to New York City, you probably know Crown Heights has a place of $7 lattes and Starbucks everywhere and kale sandwiches. But prior to that, it was a much different place. It was a very challenging place. It was a place where it was a great sense of concentrated poverty. And as Reggie talked about earlier, many of us growing up in that environment, we did what we knew. And what we saw, what was available to us was a lot of violence, a lot of drugs, a lot of broken homes, incarcerated fathers, underfunded schools. And it was pretty much a neighborhood that was financed and redlining to be that way. And so as a youngster, I was confused by that reality, so I got involved in the streets at a very young age. And so I made a lot of mistakes. And so I ended up spending 3 years in the juvenile justice system. I was very fortunate that I got in trouble with the law right before my 16th birthday. And while going through that process in the system, what saved me was people, right? I never had much. I like to tell people that I never had much in life, but I've always had people. And some of those individuals are in this room tonight, and they always hate when I do this, but I just want to thank some of them. Marty Feynman sitting over there. Christine Bella, they were my attorneys when I was a youngster, a knucklehead going through the system. And they've been a part of my life ever since, and I became family members. And what I saw when I went to GOSO for the first time a few months ago for a book talk was exactly that. I saw young men like myself who were downtrodden and who society has written off, whom a lot of times we walk by them, we see them on the train, but being in a busy city, we just keep moving, keep pushing. And what I saw at GOSO was different. I saw families, I saw Julia, I saw Harmony, and I saw so many of the other volunteers and the staff members caring for these youngsters, giving them their all, and the kids felt like they were home. And I was supposed to be there for 45 minutes. I ended up spending about 4 hours there. And that's what GOSO is about. GOSO provide a home, care, and a platform for these young people to achieve their greatest potential. And regardless of how gifted you are, and many of you in this room I'm sure are very gifted, but I can guarantee you that you're not sitting in here enjoying your success because somehow you are more special than someone else. I think you're here because there were people who believe you had something in you, and they invested in you to nourish you. For some of us, it's our grandparents, it's our fathers, our mothers, a cousin, someone. And unfortunately, not too many of us have those vessels in our lives. And GOSO provides that for our young people. And so, if you've received your tax return, this is a great investment. You get to invest in the lives of young people. You get to save lives. And to me, I don't think there's anything more precious than that, the ability to make a difference and save a life. So thank you, God, and God bless you.
Congratulations to Jim St. Germain. It's really interesting, Jim, you brought up Home Alone, because I think we can all agree that things have turned out better for Jim than Macaulay Culkin. But if you are in the room, Macaulay Culkin, I apologize, and please give a lot of money during the live ask, which is about to begin. On that note, I want to introduce Ryan Cohen from Grandstand Sports for a very important part of the evening. Please, everyone join in.
Thank you, John. Hello, GOSO. How are we doing tonight? Pretty fantastic night for a pretty fantastic organization. My name is Ryan, and I have the honor of being your auctioneer tonight. I know it's an honor because I've watched this organization grow from the ground up, and I am so proud of them. I remember our first gala had about 200 people. Well, here we are, 600 people, and that is a super testament to how this organization is growing and how you all believe in the good work that they're providing. This is our biggest event of the year. We work on your donations, and every dollar that we get goes a really long way. We know you bought your tickets to come here. We know that you're spending some money in the auction, but I'm going to ask you guys one more time to dig deep. So let's open our hearts, but more importantly, let's open our wallets. Let's get ready for the live ask. You could raise your hand, and one of the volunteers will come up to you with their iPads and take your funds. Or you could break out your phone and look for a text that you're about to get, and you could do it on your phone anonymously. So let's get started. Last year we raised over $100,000, so of course, that's our goal again. Let's get started. We could watch our tally over here, and it looks like we're doing pretty good already with a cushion of $70,000. So we better get over 100. Let's get started. Pledge level number 1 is for $3,500. If you donate $3,500 today, you can secure a 3-month paid internship for one of the GOSO trainees. You can ensure that one of our participants will be able to learn the key skills to build his resume and potentially be hired by a full-time internship. Is there anybody here in the room tonight that wants to graciously donate $3,500 to help kick things off and get us to our goal of $100,000? I see a hand right here. Thank you, ma'am, very much. Here's a number one over on my right as well. $7,000 quickly. I see another one over here, and that's 10. Uh-oh, that was a real quick raise, but we're not done enough. Let's see some more hands at just $3,500. Let's bypass going to Costa Rica this year. Let's not pay for that extra latte. Let's actually help a kid get his feet on the ground and get a full paid internship. Is there anybody else in the room? I see another hand at $3,500. Thank you so much. And again, keep your hands up high and one of the volunteers will come by. $3,500 is our pledge amount, and here we are up to $80,000 and rising. Looking for $3,500. There's another one. Thank you, sir, very much. Still on $3,500. I see about 5-6 hands. Hoping to have a couple more. Let's see it. GOSO is great. And there's another one. Thank you, sir, very much. I see you. Keep your hand up high, and one of our volunteers will be here. Let's see how we're doing. 84,580. Not bad, not bad, but we do need to beat last year. So one more time. Thank you, sir, very much. Over here on my left, another $3,500. Let's keep it rolling. We're at a really good amount. $3,500 going once. Would anybody else like to jump in? Bam, right there on my right. Thank you, sir, very much. $3,500 going twice. Would anybody else? $117,000. That is fantastic. You guys sure know how to make a guy look good. And this is only pledge level 1. $3,500 going twice. Would anybody else in the room like to partake in the $3,500 range? $3,500 and final call right before I move on. Is there anybody else who would like to jump in at the $3,500 level? Moving on. Pledge level 2. Donate $2,500 today to fund advanced vocational training. Assist in tuition payment for an advanced vocational training, allowing a young man to earn additional credentials for a higher paying job. Is there anybody here in the room tonight that wants to jump in at the $2,500 level? We are over here at $126,000 and growing, looking for a pledge amount of $2,500. Let's see some hands. Of course, you could just use your phone anonymously. $2,500 is our level, and it will give a trainee advanced vocational training. Is there anybody else in the room who wants to jump in at the $2,500 mark? I see a hand over there at table 49. $2,500 going once. Thank you, sir, right here on my right. There's another $2,500. Keep your hands up high. The volunteers will come. $2,500 going twice. Is there anybody else who wants to jump in at the $2,500 mark before we move on? $2,500 and final call before we move on. Let's move on. Pledge level 3. Donate $1,500 today to fund a group for vocational training. Provide essential training such as security guard training, occupational safety and health administration certifications for up to 20 people. 20 people with a $1,500 pledge have a chance to thrive in the workplace. Let's see some hands who wants to jump in at $1,500 to give over 20. This one's important, guys. $1,500 supports a group of 20 young individuals for the proper training. It'll give them access to jobs they may not have until they get your support. And of course, the support that we have from GOSO. $1,500 going once. Who would like to jump in? $1,500 going twice. Who would like to jump in? $1,500 and final call. Let's move on. Pledge level number 4 is $1,000. Donate $1,000 today to cover the cost of textbooks and supplies. We got $1,000 right here. Assist a young man in getting textbooks and supplies for college for advanced vocational trainings, such as HVAC, coding, and construction. Who would like to jump in at $1,000? I have another one right here. I see 2 hands at this table, one at 39. Let's keep them started. I see another table over here. Table 19. I see one at table 5. Let's keep those hands up high. And of course, if you donated in an earlier increment, don't be shy. $1,000 to table 11. Now, if you're Italian and talk with your hands, this is where you're going to get in trouble. $1,000 to table 41. I see you drinking your wine. Hi. Don't raise your hand during the pledge. $1,000 going once. $1,000 over here, table 5. Thank you very much. $143,000, and we're not done yet. $1,000 and final call at the $1,000 pledge amount. $1,000 to table 50, thank you very much. $1,000 to table 20, thank you very much. Let's see a couple more hands. Let's get to 150 before I move on. Is there anybody else in the room who wants to jump in at the $1,000 mark to help GOSO and all the great work that they do? $1,000 to table 50, thank you very much. $1,000 and final call before we move on. Let's move on. Pledge level 6. $600 to pay for driving lessons and an exam. Provide a participant with driving lessons and required courses, a road test, and the actual cost of a license needed to secure specific positions. Is there anybody in the room that would like to jump in at the $600 mark? Looking for some hands. There we go, at table 18, thank you, ma'am, very much. $600 mark. Let's help these kids get behind the wheel. Let's get them some jobs. In fact, let's get them to their jobs. Is there anybody here who wants to jump in at the $600 mark? $600 going once. $600 going twice. $600 and final call. Let's move on. And if we're all paying attention here, up on the screens to my left and right, and you will see that we are at $174,000, ladies and gentlemen. We have almost doubled last year, and we're not going to stop. So let's cut that number in half, and let's go to level 6, $300. $300 today will pay for work attire. Whether it's an office or a construction site, GOSO participants need clothing. They need gear to meet the expectations and the requirement of the job. Who wants to jump in and help with clothing at the $300 level? Thank you, table 20. Thank you, table 40. Let's see those hands. We need to get to $200,000 tonight, and we're not going to get there without your support. Who else wants to jump in at the $300 level? Let's see some more hands. $300 level going once. Thank you, ma'am, at table 7. Looking for a couple more hands. $300 level, going twice. Who else would like to participate and help the GOSO participants with their clothing needs? $300 and final call. Thank you, table 40. I see 2 hands. Volunteers will be right there. Is there anybody else in the room? How about all the way to the left? All the way in the back. Thank you guys very much. Table 13, I see you. We appreciate you. How about my friends to the right? Is there anybody all the way in the right? What is that? Table 28. Thank you, table 28. I see you. We all see you. And we're at 178,000 and growing. And the final call at the 300 level before we move on. Would anybody else like to jump in? $300 and final call. Moving on. Pledge level number 7. Donate $125 today to provide a monthly Metro card. Ensure that our participants can get to work, job interviews, classes, and other important commitments. Who in the room would like to buy a Metro card for the GOSO attendees to help them get to and from their work? Everybody can afford $125, and here's your chance. Let's see some hands. I don't mind if you already donated, but $125 is attainable for everybody. Let's see some more hands at the $125 mark. And we are $181,000 and growing. Table 50, I see you. Table 30, I see you. How about a couple more hands? All the way in the back, I see you raising your towel, and that's a victory swirl. I like it. We're kicking butt. Let's not stop there. $125. I see another hand on my right. Thank you, sir. All the way in the back right. I see another one. The last table all the way down to the right. Keep your hands up, sir, and they will come see you. $125 on last call. Table 40 keeps giving. There's 3 guys giving. We appreciate you guys. Let's keep it up. $125. And final call. Let's move on. And the last pledge level for the evening, pledge level 8, is just, pledge level 8 is just $100. That's right, donate $100 today to buy books for the upstate participants. Ensure that we can send educational, edifying, and inspiring books to motivate GOSO participants currently incarcerated to help improve their lives. Is there anybody here in the room that would like to jump in at just $100? I see lots of hands. Keep them up high. The volunteers will come by. I see table 11. I see table 19. I see table 13. Hey, guys on the right side of the room, you guys better keep up because the left side is kicking butt. Let's see some hands. $100 mark. We are getting there. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to keep you up here for 1 second. Guys, this is really, really exciting. If you guys look up on the board, you can see, not us, you don't want to look at us, you want to see the running tally. And you currently see $182,000. Well, that number's about to jump up really high, and we're super excited. We have an anonymous bid at the amount of $20,000. Let's put it up on the board. How much more? Help out here.
It was not me.
You don't have to take credit, but you do a lot of good work here, so it doesn't hurt. And where else are we at with the pledge?
We have some 10s, we got some 5s.
Is there anybody here in the room that would like to donate $10,000 to the pledge? And I'm so sorry for missing this amount before. I should have thought sooner. Let's see a hand at the $10,000 mark. And if you wish to remain anonymous, that's okay. We're watching the tally and we're watching it grow. Is there anybody in the room at the $10,000 mark before I jump off the stage? And the last one, 5. And the last amount. And again, you all have access on your phones. If you feel like giving and you are motivated, please don't stop now. The last bid amount is for $5,000. If anybody would like to graciously donate $5,000, we could use it and it would go oh so far. I'll be back. My name is Ryan. Live auction coming up soon. And don't forget, the silent auction closes at 9 o'clock. I'm going to pass on the mic and I will see you guys shortly for the live auction.
That was fun, huh? A few more remarks. I promise you this will not be all doom and gloom like my last time. So to provide our guys with a diverse set of opportunities, experiences, and support, GOSO partners with a wide range of companies with varying degrees of perspectives and expertise. And we really treasure these relationships. Thank you. So each year, we make it a point to acknowledge these partnerships by awarding a company with the Corporate Partner of the Year award. This award is meant to recognize and put into the spotlight a company that has shown a true commitment to GOSO and has had a meaningful impact on the guys we serve. And so when we were discussing, which company should receive this award, I of course tried to give it to my employer, Goldman Sachs. But I was quickly reminded that since they won 2 years ago, they'd be ineligible for a little bit. But I had to sneak it through because I've been hounding them all so much throughout the entire year to volunteer, donate, and come to the gala. And by the way, they showed up tonight. Guys, thank you. I will try again harder next year. But in all honesty, I couldn't think of a more deserving company than this year's Corporate Partner of the Year, Debevoise & Plimpton. For 2 years now, Debevoise has been sending at least 3 employees to GOSO offices every single month to participate in our monthly interview skills workshops, sitting one-on-one with our guys for in-character, practice interview, and feedback sessions. And after a while, after the Debevoise volunteers got comfortable, they started doing so much more. They helped to fundraise. They participated in professional clothing drives. They donated Fresh Direct gift cards, made Costco runs to get groceries for our young guys. So a big thanks to Jennifer Cowan, the firm's pro bono counsel, and a lawyer in the litigation department for working her magic to keep GOSO top of mind at Debevoise. Debevoise employees have also been working closely with GOSO on the recently formed GOSO Action Board, which will be playing a growing role in bringing together a diverse set of professionals to support GOSO initiatives through thought leadership and volunteerism. That worked. Thank you. Lastly, and the Action Board is chaired by Sarah Wolf, a litigation associate at Debevoise, and honestly just an amazing person to work with. And she has some good company from Debevoise, from Simone Hicks, a corporate associate, and Anna Frischtak, a former Debevoise litigator, both of whom are founding members of the Action Board. Lastly, and I want to listen to this is important. Debevoise successfully represented a GOSO guy in a civil rights action against the city and several police officers, following a 5-year pre-trial detention at Rikers Island from the age of 15 to 20. And this action resulted in a sizable settlement for this young man who's actually in the room tonight. So I want to just thank Debevoise for their commitment to our work. And just to let you know, within the past 2 months, Debevoise litigation teams have taken on 2 more pro bono criminal appeals for GOSO clients. Debevoise & Plimpton and its employees have shown a true commitment to working with GOSO in meaningful ways, and it is my pleasure to present them with GOSO's 2018 Corporate Partner of the Year Award. To accept this award on Debevoise & Plimpton's behalf is Sean Hecker, a partner in the litigation department. Sean is a member of the Criminal Justice Act panel in the Southern District of New York, where he routinely represents federal criminal defendants in need. And he also chairs the boards of the Office of the Appellate Defender and the Federal Defenders of New York. Sean has a long-standing commitment to representing pro bono defendants in need and is dedicated to criminal justice reform. So everyone, please join me in welcoming Sean Hecker.
So I surveyed the room on the way up here, and it was very clear that everyone was really interested at this point in the night in hearing from a lawyer talk about his law firm. But bear with me. I'm truly honored and proud to accept on behalf of Debevoise & Plimpton this award from GOSO, which is an organization that is truly at the vanguard of efforts to address a key element of our country's really appalling mass incarceration crisis. I personally deserve absolutely no credit for the award that my firm is receiving tonight, but consider me a stand-in for my colleagues who share a deep commitment to ensuring that our lawyers better their communities and take on worthy causes. And having been here tonight, like all of you, I can't imagine a better way for our lawyers to spend their time than to commit to GOSO and its clients. Our criminal justice system in New York is measurably better for GOSO's incredible efforts. I want to thank my firm, Jennifer Cowan, our pro bono counsel, who has really worked to foster our firm's relationship with GOSO. And as you've heard, our firm is taking on pro bono representations, including for a GOSO guy, Ryan Dufert, who's sitting over at table 42. Stand, if you would, Ryan, just for a moment. I hope some of you get a chance to meet Ryan. He's a remarkable guy, and I want to tell you a little bit more about the case that Reg mentioned, because it's a remarkable case. In 2006, Ryan was arrested 3 days after a fight outside a Queens bar that left one man dead and another seriously injured. Ryan was one of dozens of high school students at the bar that night. He's always maintained his innocence because he is innocent. He was 15 years old at the time of his arrest, 15. And he was incarcerated at Rikers Island for 5 years, as you heard from Reg, from the ages of 15 to 20. Imagine that. For 5 years, presumed innocent, sitting at Rikers Island. That in itself is a remarkable injustice. Should never happen. After 5 years at Rikers, he was acquitted. He was acquitted of all the charges because the sole witness to pick Ryan out of a lineup couldn't identify Ryan in court. And in fact, she testified that the reason that she'd identified Ryan in the lineup was based solely on the fact that he was wearing a sweatshirt that was similar in color to the shirt that she saw on the back of one of the people involved in the fight. Not surprisingly, Ryan brought a lawsuit in the aftermath of his acquittal. Another firm took the case, and the district court, the trial court, granted summary judgment to the defendants, believing as a matter of law that there was a sufficient basis for arresting and prosecuting Ryan. No firm would take the appeal on a contingency basis at that point in the proceeding, but thanks to Sarah Wolf, who's also at table 42 and knew Ryan's GOSO mentor, Debevoise took the case pro bono. A team consisting of Kayla Bensing, Sarah Wolf, Mike Brenner, also at table 42, Jane Chung, also at table 42. We've got a bunch of rock stars over there. Obtained a unanimous reversal in the appellate court based on the argument that the lineup at which Ryan was identified was tainted. It was tainted because, notwithstanding the fact that numerous people at the bar that night were all wearing similarly colored shirts, in the lineup, Ryan was the only person who was wearing a shirt of the same color of the person who the witness claimed to have seen at the bar that night. The Second Circuit, the Court of Appeals, found that the lineup was the paradigmatic example of an improperly suggestive lineup, and that it clearly was. The court also expressed the hope that shockingly long pretrial detentions like this one will soon be a thing of the past, and the court cited to the City Bar's report of the Independent Commission that recently called for the closing of Rikers Island, and they certainly got that one right too. It was a remarkable victory for Ryan. The lawyers who are here tonight, who were able to work for him, couldn't be more privileged to have had the chance to do this work for him, and we hope it is the start of many cases that our firm can contribute to GOSO and its clients. And it's not just litigators, as you've heard Simone Hicks, one of our employee benefits lawyers, and members of our staff have participated in these interview workshops, which I had a chance to participate in a couple weeks ago as well, and it was an incredibly rewarding experience. The staff, the GOSO guys, they couldn't be more inspiring. Those of you who have not done it really need to do it. In addition to going in your wallets, you really ought to take the opportunity to get there and participate in these workshops. You all have a ton to offer. So on behalf of my firm, I want to say thank you to GOSO and its clients for giving us an opportunity to continue to help you in your incredibly important work, and thank you for this recognition.
All right, we're not going to quite make 9:30, but we're going to be close. Time for our special honorees of the evening. Our first honoree is Mr. Matt Galligan. Now, I'd like to give you some background on Matt's career and the new businesses he's built. He's built 4 of them successfully: CIT, Bank of Ireland, founding real estate syndications at Fleet and Bank of Boston, and started another investment banking business. He's accomplished 2 in the last 10 years of his career. Though Matt has spent his career in corporate, he possesses an entrepreneurial spirit. More than once, he created a startup where he amassed a dynamic, intelligent, and loyal team that, combined with his distinguished and stellar reputation in the real estate industry, he is relationships-oriented rather than transactionally oriented, and they resulted in the formation of a highly successful business. Year after year, Matt's recognized as one of the most important figures in real estate finance. And what's extraordinary about him is his readiness to share his insights, his experiences, his Rolodex to any of his peers. Though his daily calendar is always full, Matt finds a way to meet with anyone looking for guidance, mentoring, and direction. I think herein lies the connection for Matt and GOSO, an organization whose mission is empowerment with continued support, and therefore, we would like to give our special honoree award to Matt Galligan.
Thank you so much. By now you've probably figured out that I'm the other MG in a 1 MG race. So I'll try to be quick here. I just want to say hello to my friends, and there are many here tonight, my colleagues at CIT, with his hand up over there, led by Chris Niederprum, and my clients who are here as well tonight. My wife, Susan, she's fabulous. She's here with our older boy, Teddy, and his fiancee, Alexa. My son, Philip, is here joining us, and I'm so proud of these boys as well as my wife. There's no greater thrill in life to get to this point and have a wonderful family, and that's what we have. My very special sister, I have 4 sisters, but this is my special sister, Patricia, is here. And she does needlepoint, so we have to, this time of year you want a needlepoint belt, you better make her special. And her husband, John Duffy, are here as well. Renee Munoz, who keeps the trains running where I am, keeps me out of trouble on a daily basis, is here. She deserves a round of applause. Charlie Kushner introduced me to this organization. And I feel compelled, once in a while I'll send Charlie a text when I read something, and it really troubles me that the world does not know that Charlie Kushner left on Monday and went to France to sit Shiva with an employee of his and came back to be here tonight with Cyril. You should also know that for a year, Charlie went out to Rikers Island and met with inmates on Wednesday morning with Mark. And I haven't read about that either. Charlie has been a good friend to me. He's been very supportive to me in my career. I've said this publicly before that Charlie embraces you, and with his embrace, you become a member of his family, and that's absolutely true, and I'm so proud to be a member of his family. Through Charlie, I got to know Mark Goldsmith, who, you know, he's a power of example to me. I'm 64, And inevitably in the corporate world, you face a time where, you know, you may have to move on. And I see what he has done with his life since that period. He's a fantastic leader, and he's a leader that has that special touch that can reach down to people and touch them in a very personal way. And I'm just stunned at what a great job he's done here. I've also seen a lot of parallels between GOSO's work and my work. 23 years ago, through the grace of God, I stopped drinking. Walking away from this behavior was one of the hardest and scariest things I have ever done in my life. I was inspired by a mere mustard seed of hope. Almost no hope at my life at that time. Enormous support from my family, mental health professionals, therapists, and friends such as Mark Scott, who's here tonight. We're all part of the team that I brought forward, and I've had just a fabulous life since then. I've been able to build, by using some of these skills, a terrific family, a great career, and I feel blessed. And here tonight, you know, usually when I'm at these kinds of events, frankly, I zone out. But when I heard these guys speak, you know, I just am so fascinated by their lives. And the thing that really captures me is their ability to use these tools to create traction, to move through their lives and solve other problems. Because as we all know, life entails problems, more problems. But if you have a skill set that allows you to go out and figure things out, to ask help from professionals, whether they be Mark or licensed professionals and, you know, a good friend, it makes for a very powerful life after a while. I am sure that if we're here 15, 20 years from now, we'll see success among these people that will pale in comparison to what we've seen so far. And GOSO deserves tremendous credit for that. So now, I should probably read from my prepared remarks now. GOSO provides the same kind of support that benefited me all those years, bridging the gap for youths that have been part of the criminal justice system. In the critical transition period where they have the most uncertainty and the scariness, GOSO is able to step in and help them with this assistance to get jobs, to get further education, to learn how to interview, and also many activities. Another critical part of this I saw firsthand when I went to GOSO, and Mark took me into a conference room at one point, and the guys were playing chess there. And the fellowship that develops from playing a little game like that keeps people together, like-minded people together. And I think that's so important when you're trying to break a pattern, as I did. You have to get in with the crowd that wants to do the same thing and enjoy being with them. The results we've heard about, I will repeat it. I'm going to try to say this word, recidivism. That's a tough one for me. And there's only about a 15% rate relative to a 67% national rate. Here's a statistic. In New York State, it costs $118,000 to house an inmate a year. The cost is borne economically by all of us, but now start to think about the families, the communities, and just the waste of talent. So this just doesn't work. Everyone at some point in their lives finds themselves in a place where they don't want to be and shouldn't be. A struggle ensues where we need thoughtful, loving, and supportive people to get us on a positive path. GOSO participants are good people, striving for success, and in need of the tools to get there. The staff of GOSO gives the participants the care and courage they need to make this transition. Thank you for supporting GOSO. GOSO, it works.
All right, Gabby, you probably thought we'd never get to you, right? We're here. Gabrielle Hamani serves as the CEO of BHI, which is part of Bank Hapoalim, Israel's largest banking group. He specializes in full-service, personalized banking for medium-sized businesses. Mr. Hamani has 25 years of experience in banking, finance, and management. During Mr. Hamani's tenure at Bank Hapoalim, he has held several different roles, including head of the Israeli Business Group, manager of the New York branches and CEO. Mr. Hamani also serves on the board of Hapoalim Securities. Since 2012, he also served on BHI's USA Advisory Board. Previously, Mr. Hamani filled a variety of senior positions with Bank Hapoalim, Israel, and its subsidiaries. Mr. Hamani holds a BA degree in economics and an MBA specializing in accounting from Hebrew University in Jerusalem. He also serves on the board of directors of the American Friends of the Tel Aviv University. Gabrielle, please come forward and accept your award. All right, now, I got a little tradition. What does this man do but invite a former winner of this award, the Hajmi brothers? Are they still here? No. I think they're left. I think a little tradition. I think you should come up and help hand out the award. I mean, you guys got the award last year, and you're friends of Gabby's, right? Feel free. Gabby, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Very nicely done. Thank you. Well done.
Well, last but not least, almost done, guys. So I was debating if to read my written notes, and I will start saying something from the heart. You know, we all come to these Gala events occasionally, and as Mr. Galligan said very wisely, we doze off, right? That was but this is really amazing. You know, I just heard MG, I'm GH, by the way, read the spectrum of my career, and my mom would probably be very amazed to hear all of my achievements. But I think we are being shadowed by this remarkable young man in the room tonight. You must agree. I mean, the journey that they are going through is nothing. I mean, what we've been through as very successful human beings, and there's a lot of us in this room, is nothing to what they are going through. So I'm impressed, guys, and congratulations for your success. Well, by the way, I'm also here because of Charlie Kushner. And I think, Charlie, you're the one who introduced me to GOSO last year, and look at me now. A year after, I'm on stage, so yeah, quite an achievement. So thank you, Charlie, for believing in me and giving me this honor. So it's really a genuine honor to be here tonight, surrounded by, as I said, so many exceptional people. I want to acknowledge MG, Mark, and this outstanding organization, the board of directors, the advisory directors of this, for this recognition. I salute you for the outstanding work you do on behalf of this important organization. I also want to acknowledge again Mr. Matthew Galligan, all the honorees, the dedicated volunteers and supporters. I hold you all in high regard for the contribution you've made on behalf of this amazing organization. I'm humbled and inspired by GOSO's dedication to build and expand this very effective program for incarcerated young men. Through the support of the community and with education, counseling, and mentoring, they are given the second chance at life. And the tools, the skills, the newfound confidence help them face challenges and rise to fulfill their greatest potential. I sincerely believe that their successful re-entry benefits not only the young men themselves, but the entire community. They in turn become valued members of society who hold down steady jobs, raise families, and contribute to their communities. Giving back by investing time and resources is a personal core value of myself and the organization I work for. It is one that is founded in BHI's core DNA, and we encourage our employees to be involved in their own communities. We believe it is our responsibility to lead an active role in our surrounding communities, and in order to be an integral part of our communities, we genuinely strive to strengthen and improve the well-being of all. And I hope everyone here will continue to support this great organization and the young men who deserve a second chance. May we all remember that the great compassion and vision of one person has a powerful effect that reaches more and more people. Eventually, a community rises up to make an impact and affect change. GOSO, thank you again for honoring me tonight, and keep up doing the great work you're doing. Good night, everybody.
Next is a very special award. Eric, I need your help. Each year, the staff sits down and figures out who is our staff member of the year. And this is a secret. Nobody knows who it's going to be except myself and a few other people. I've asked somebody else to join me on stage to help present the award. And I want you all to know the award for this year goes to the head of Save East Harlem, Omar Jackson. And joining me on stage at the right is Eric Cumberbatch from the Mayor's Office of Criminal Justice. Thank you. 378 days, huh? All right, here comes one of the most humble men in America and heads up the most amazing organization. Give a round of applause to Omar Jackson.
Wow. Thank you, thank you. Of course, I'm surprised. I wish I would have had a heads up, but thank you. I'm truly honored. I want to thank MG for just giving me the opportunity. Always supporting me, Sarah as well. My SAVE staff, my line staff, and my administrative staff. You know, without you guys, none of this is possible. Definitely the Office to Prevent Gun Violence, Eric Cumberbatch, Kana, for always supporting me, Jessica. I appreciate you. You guys are the best. And thank you again. I'm just honored to be here. SAVE is doing an amazing job. We had 380 days and no shootings in East Harlem community. And, you know, we plan to keep that number growing. Thank you again.
All right, before we get to the live auction, John, I need you on stage, Mr. Berman. This award just appeared. GOSO honors John Berman, MC Extraordinaire. John, we really appreciate it.
Thank you. Who else was going to get the John Berman Award? It was a very small field this year. Thank you very much, MG. It's an honor. Once again, I would like to introduce Ryan Cohen for a very exciting part of the evening, the actual live auction.
Congratulations, John, and to the rest of the honorees tonight. Hey guys, I'm back. My name is Ryan, and it is time for the live auction. Last time tonight, we're gonna ask for some funds. Before we get started, how many people in the room have participated in a live auction before? We're gonna go on some hand signals. See some hands? I got 500 at table 25. $1,000 over here at 39. How about you guys in the back? You still with me? Fantastic. We have 3 items. They're all great. And of course, they all go help your favorite charity. So let's get started. Live auction lot number 1, provided by the New York Yankees. That's right. We got fans of the Baby Bombers in the house. the New York Yankees are donating a private VIP behind-the-scenes tour of Yankee Stadium prior to a game for 4 people, led by a former World Series championship player. 4 people show up to Yankee Stadium before 60,000 of your closest friends. You're going to be greeted at the gate by a World Series winning player. Big time guy. Think Goose Gossage, Bucky Dent, Doc Gooden, Darryl Strawberry. It's going to be spectacular. They're going to take you up to the press box. They're going to take you to Yankee Museum. They're going to bring you to Monument Park while there's nobody else there to hang out and take some pictures. How cool is that, hanging out with Goose Gossage or Bucky Dent at Monument Park? Unlimited autographs, unlimited photographs, and after the tour, they're going to lead you down to the field for New York Yankee batting practice. You're going to see Aaron Judge, Mike Stanton, Didi Gregorius, Gary Sanchez all tee off and put them into the bleachers. 4 people, private behind-the-scenes tour of Yankee Stadium before a game, and if that's not enough, they're going to throw in 4 tickets, field box seats, down in section 105. Just to recap, 4 tickets to a game, a private tour before the game led by a former World Series championship player, unlimited autographs, unlimited photographs, absolutely priceless. Valued over $8,000. We already have a bid at just $750. Who wants to say $1,000? We got $750, $1,000 right here. Thank you, sir, very much. What do you say, $15? $1,000 on my left. 4 people. Yankee Stadium, behind-the-scenes tour. $1,000 on my left going once. Who wants to say $1,200? $1,000 on my left going twice. Who wants to say $1,200? $1,000 in final call. So, $1,200. Sorry about that. Back to you. What do we say? 14. $1,400, no problem. Back to you. What do we say? 15. $1,400 on my left. Looking for 15. $1,500 right there. Thank you, sir. Back to you. What do we say? 16. $1,500 on my bid. What do we say? 16. Table 41. $1,500 around. $1,600, no problem. Back to you, sir. What do we say? $1,750. $1,600 on my left going once. $1,600 on my try. Sold. Table 41, going to Yankee Stadium in style. Thank you, sir. Table 41. And you can just keep your hand up high until one of the volunteers come by. Thank you so much. Just one. Live auction lot number 2, provided by the Piano Man. And you can take a look up on the screens to my right and left for any of this information. Billy Joel, the Piano Man, is a fan of GOSO. Shh. Billy Joel is donating 2 of his personal seats to any show upcoming at Madison Square Garden. Billy plays the Garden once a month, so there's a plethora of dates you could choose from, and you're guaranteed floor seats within the first 20 rows. Some of the dates upcoming are May 23rd, June 2nd, July 18th, August 23rd, or September 3rd. It's great for a date night. It's great for a night out. Hear songs like Scenes from an Italian Restaurant, Uptown Girl, Piano Man, Only the Good Die Young. And if that's not enough, Billy Joel is donating one of his personal albums, vinyl. You guys remember what vinyl is? A vinyl album, hand-signed by Billy Joel, framed up, matted, ready to go up on your wall. The album alone is valued at $3,500. Just to recap, Billy Joel Live, Madison Square Garden, 2 floor seats, so close you could touch them, and a hand-signed album framed, ready to go up on your wall. Album alone at $3,500. Tickets go close to $2,500 a pop. Let's get it started. Who wants to see Billy Joel for just $1,500? Looking for $1,500. Billy Joel Live, 15 right here. Thank you very much. What do we say? $1,750. $1,500 in the center. Billy Joel's personal seats. Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena. Floor seats, signed album, $1,500 going once. What do we say? $1,600. $1,600, thank you, sir, very much. Back to you, do we say $1,750? $1,600 on my right going once. What do we say? $1,750. $1,600 on my right going twice. $1,750, thank you very much. Sir, back to you, do we say $1,900? 1750 on my left. What do we say 1900? Billy Joel Live, Madison Square Garden. First 20 rows with a hand-signed album. 1900, back to you. He says 2000, no problem. Back to you. What do we say 21? 2000 on my left. What do we say 21? 2100, back to you, sir. What do we say 24? 2100 on my right. Looking for 2400. How about this? 2100 is our bid on the right. Sir, table 19. You bid 2,000. Would you like to go up $100 in match to do twice for the charity? $100, 2,100, and we're going to sell two. Thumbs up, table 19, and the gentleman right there. Keep your hands up high, and the volunteers will come. That is two. And our last live auction lot of the night is provided by the #1 Italian restaurant in the world. It just so happens to be in the same place as GOSO, Rayo's of East Harlem. That's right, Rayo's is going to send the head chef, Dino Gatto, to your home or office for a private dinner party of 12 people. All the food is included, and I can assure you, it's the greatest dinner party you will ever have. You pick your meal based on the actual Rayo's menu. You're going to have appetizers like seafood salad, baked clams, roasted red peppers, meatballs. Guys, the meatballs are the size of softballs. You've never tasted anything like it in your life. There's a reason why the sauce is #1 in your hearts. Pasta dishes like sausage and cabbage, pesto, puttanesca, filetto di pomodoro. The meatballs are humongous. Entrees, lobster oreganata, steak pizzaiola, famous lemon chicken. If you have room for dessert, we're going to throw that in too. You can't get a reservation no matter who you are or who you know. Rayo's is in Harlem. There's only 10 tables. There's one seating a night, and it's not open to the public. It doesn't matter who you know, but it does matter who you support. And if you support GOSO tonight, we're going to send Dino Gatto to your home to cook a dinner party of the ages. And guys, you don't have to worry about wearing a bulletproof vest in the safety of your own home. Valued over $10,000. We already have a bid at just $3,500. Who wants to say $4,000? Rayo's in your home. Rayo's in your office or summer home. Dinner party of a lifetime. $4,000. Thank you, ma'am, very much. Who wants to say $45,000? $4,000 on my left. Looking for $4,500. Rayo's is coming to you, and it's a dinner party of a lifetime. $4,000 on my left going once. Who wants to say $45,000? $4,000 on my left going twice. Who wants to say $45,000? $4,000. And final call, final auction lot of the night to raise money for GOSO, $4,000 sold to the beautiful couple, high-fiving in the back because they got a steal of a century. My name is Ryan. Get home safe. God bless, and keep up the good work. See everybody next year.
Thank you all very much, Ryan. Thank you. Thanks everyone who stuck around here to the bitter end. You got a great deal on a great restaurant over there in the corner there. Thank you so much for supporting GOSO. What a wonderful organization. Get home safely. Bye-bye, everyone.